Oh, hey everyone. Today's little section here will focus on using Pro Boolean or Boolean, 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 however you want to say it. I don't think anyone says it Boolean. All right, so sometimes you're going to be modeling some stuff and you're going to want a fairly complex shape and you're just not going to want to model it by hand because it'll be a giant pain in the butt. And yeah, so that kind of sucks. So we have some cool, interesting tools that you can use to merge shapes, cut things out, basically do some sweet cookie cutter looking stuff. So let's check that out. So we're going to start here with a little box, and I'm going to also make a cylinder. Now, what if I want this cylinder to be cut out of this box, right? Let's say I wanted just to make a shape like that, or more or less, whatever, something like that. Well, I could inset this box, extrude it, start adding all these things, but that's a huge pain in the butt. So let's take a look at how we can do that. Now, the Pro Boolean thing is actually not located in modifiers. It is actually under the creation panel, even though you're working on existing objects. You're technically, I guess, making a new one. I don't know why they put it in there. So select whatever object you want to work with. Let's say this box here. And under the creation menu, instead of standard primitives, you're going to click this. So you're going to go down to compound objects. And there's a sweet little thing here called Pro Boolean. Boop. You can put that on. So you're going to have a few options. Number one is the start picking. So you're going to click that and click whatever mesh you want to work with. You could kind of define what you want to do with it, whether it's a reference, you want to move it, that kind of stuff. Then you're going to have your parameters. What are you going to do with this thing? So you want to subtract it, unify it, do an intersection, merge it together. Really up to you. So let's do that. Let's just do start picking. Bam, cylindered. Nice and easy, right? So we did a subtraction. You have your union box here. You have a subtraction box here. You can maybe change operands. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you like merge. You can maybe like do intersection again. Whoa, it did it backwards now. Cool. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, cookie. Whoa, cool. So I've totally screwed this thing up. Now let's see if we can go back to normal here. So I always thought you could be able to move things around back and forth again, but apparently it does not like that. There you go. Oh yeah, I did intersection. So intersection will basically give you the leftover shapes, right? So delete all the box and all the cylinder aside from what's actually being connected together. So that's intersection. Cookie will get rid of that guy there. I don't quite know why. But yeah, union, so subtraction is like the shit, right? So you just want to cut that out, right? You can merge things, right? And they'll actually, I guess they're just kind of merged together. Attach, no intersection, right? So you can have some fun stuff to mess around with there. There you go. It'll like actually cut out the box there. But really, I mean, most of the time you're just going to be using subtraction. It's kind of mainly what I use it for too. So it did a pretty nice job, right? You can convert this back to an editable poly. And it looks like it's pretty clean. The old Boolean used to cause a shit ton of problems, and it was just mayhem. The one thing it will still not do is it will not connect your edges for your vertices for you, so you will have to go do that manually and clean that up afterwards, however you see fit for your mesh. But there you go. There's just a quick little rundown of Boolean. Now, one of the problems you may run into is just cleanliness, really. It's about how you're going to position and place your objects before you do a bool on them. So if you see here, we had our box and we put a cylinder in, but the cylinder edges are kind of going back into the box. They're not, they're not nice and straight like I would assume them to be. But if I make them straight, it's no longer like a nice cylinder. It's like a straight line to a cylinder. And then this straight edge is shorter than this long one. It just doesn't, it's not very well modeled this way, right? There's a lot of inaccuracies. It's not, symmetrical, all that kind of stuff. So it's really messy. So if you are going to use Pro Boolean, I do recommend you well, you take some time and actually set up your stuff right, because if you set it up correctly in the beginning, it's just going to save you a whole bunch of problems. So let's make a cylinder and all that. So what I can do is I can align my cylinder to my box if I wanted to. I can use my 3D snap toggles here. If I put those on, if I right click on them, I get to decide what I want to snap onto. So I could snap onto vertice, and I can move this guy right to the corner. So now I'm perfectly in the center here of my box, and then I could still turn this off, and then sorry, let's let my 3D snap on. Move it down however I want. Now the other thing you might notice is on this side my cylinder is straight, but on this side it comes to a point, which again is not going to cause really nice Boolean operations. So make sure you go through and set your segments for your cylinder to the appropriate amount. So whether you want them coming on an edge or you want them doing some other stuff, really up to you. So just make sure you do that nice and clean. So now we have that fairly cleanly set up. I'm going to remove those height segments because I don't need them, because the other one just added a shit ton of segments that I didn't need. So same thing, compound objects, Pro Bool, start picking, kablamo. If we look at the top now, this is a lot smoother. These edges are equal. They're both working their way nicely inward. Much cleaner cut, and I'll be happier with this because it's actually symmetrical down the center, and it's just going to cause me way less headaches later on too. So, so that's a quick intro to Boolean. You're probably not going to use it a crap ton. I don't recommend doing like most of your modeling with it or anything like that. It's really if you want a complex shape like this, then do that. Otherwise, stick to your other stuff. But yeah, you can have some fun with it, and you can always do some really cool stuff. Hey, that's not the type of thing I wanted. Okay, well, I'm kind of glad this happened, because this used to happen with the old Pro Bool. Sometimes it would just crap out. So what I usually found is, well, don't do crazy stuff like trying to take out a teapot from a box. But usually I'll convert this guy to a notable poly, go back to compound objects, do Pro Bool again, start picking, and yeah, that still didn't really work. So I think I can flip this. You could always do teapot. Just like that. Sometimes Pro Bool just does not work the way you want it to because it's just too complicated and messy and stuff like that. So anyways, be careful with it. That's the short and dirty of Pro Bool.